What's going on, friends? James Nguyen here with the Alpha Red Comic Channel. It is 8 p.m. on a Sunday night here on the East Coast of America. That means you're winding down your weekend with me, and I'm hoping that you're staying cool in this heat. It is like unbearable. I've got my AC cranking. Thankfully, this microphone shields you from like the high sound that's coming from across the room. I got these lights blaring on me. It's okay. It's okay. It's for you. It's for you. It's for Fong. It's for who else is here? Hang on. Let me turn on the mood music. Let's get the mood going right. We got that, and we got Alpha Red coming at you. Fong is the using me for the pregame for the NBA Finals. Are you into basketball? I am not into basketball, so I do not know much about. I did not realize that the NBA was in the finals. What's going on there? Who are you rooting for? Are you rooting for the Lakers, LA Lakers? Come on. I don't know where. What else do you got up there? What other basketball teams do you have over there? Is LA all you got? 73 degrees here in California. Oh man, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. It's been sweltering all day. We did a prayer walk through the neighborhood around the church today, and man, we were sweating. I was sweating for sure. One of the guys had his bike home then after the prayer walk. So yikes. So I'm going to show you real quick. You might be the only one here right now, Mr. Falk, but you get to see. Oh, you got some a Golden State Warrior fan. I did. So where does Golden State? Is that a San Francisco thing, or is that more as Sacramento? Because it's I don't have a team. You don't have a team, my man. So Golden State Warriors is your. You don't have any T, or you don't have a team. Sounds like you're rooting for the Golden State Warriors. I got to be honest. I would have never came up with the name Golden State Warriors as a basketball team. If you would told me what kind of professional team Golden State Warriors are, I would say, I don't know. So I'm going to show you a preview of Alpha Red number 7. If you guys don't already know, I am crowdfunding Alpha Red number 7. Go to Shop Alpha Red Comic, and you can help me bring this to life. All the pages are coming in. Actually, the colorist just let me know that his brother's in the hospital. He's going to be delayed on getting me the colors back on the last 6 pages of Alpha Red. So we're kind of in a holding pattern. It's all lettered and ready to go. Just need his colors to slip underneath, and then baboomski. Once that's done, the count for how many of the exclusive covers I need to order, and then we're off to the races. And hopefully we can get it all back by the beginning of July. I'll spend a week and get it all out to you by mid-July, and you will have this beautiful comic right in your hands by the end of July this year. And everybody else has to wait. If you're not going to support Alpha Red number 7 on this campaign, you will have to wait until September. All this goodness, guys. All this goodness. Baboomski. This is one of my favorite pages right here. Baboomski. Woohoo! So good. Have I shown you guys some of these new pages? These newer pages? I don't know if I have. But good stuff. Just showing you some of the preview. And then I believe that's it. Yep, I can't get to that. So we will. Whoa. That's a cool one. That's a Koi Fam drawing. Koi Fam is a friend who used to do like X-Force. What else did he do? He did a bunch of stuff for Marvel. Then he went over to DC for a little bit. But this is the man of the hour, Absolute Batman. I don't know if you guys are into Absolute Batman, but if you are not, you are missing out. So I am not a huge, I mean, I am a Batman fan. I don't know who's not a Batman fan? But like, I'm not a purist. But when Absolute Batman came out last October, I dug him. I dug the size. I dug. I even bought this black and white version. Super cool. I don't know if you guys picked it up. It's the noir edition, but super good, and it just keeps getting better. You know, there was one or two stinkers in there, just because Nick Dragotta was not the not doing the interiors. But so today's thing, I just used a sketch cover just because I don't know why I love sketch covers, but I really dig them. So I just want to draw. I don't have any Absolute Batman #1 sketch covers, so I printed it out. And so if you want this, if you want to claim it, it's going to be $30, but it's 8.5 by 11. But I put in the borders. If you wanted to cut it down to actual comic size and slip it in front of your Absolute Batman #1, that would be an option for you. So, but I just want to show you some of this other Nick Dragotta cover art. Fantastic. If you're not into it, you are missing out. I think issue number 5 here was it issue number 4 or 5 was a stinker. Issue number 4 was a stinker. Yeah, that was an odd. There's a fill-in artist took over issue number 4 and didn't do it for me. But Nick Dragotta came back, did that. This one was especially good. I think this was the last of the Party Animals storyline. Extra violent. This is what I do, because I do share this with my 17-year-old. So I censor like the extra violent blood, and I forgot to take out the blood there. But there's a scene where he takes him out with a bowling ball. See, I take electrical tape, and Baboomski, he takes a bowling ball right to the face there. Very graphic, but I censor it so that I can share it with my son, and he doesn't actually see those visuals. And then 2 issues of Mr. Freeze where they introduce the absolute version of Mr. Freeze, and then it was super creepy, super duper creepy. And then Absolute Batman #9 introduces the Bane of this absolute universe, and he's pretty huge, as the president would say. I want to share with you guys. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I've been working on this all week. What? Why would I be drawing that of our man Alpha Red? Alpha Red, the hero we need. So Funk says that the Golden State Warriors are a San Francisco team. And I don't have a team I'm rooting for in the finals. So Golden State Warriors is not in the finals. Is that what you're saying? I'm getting Jinx vibes from the searcher. Oh, that would be cool. That would be cool. Not what I was going for, but it could be. Could be. This is another thing that I'm working on. I won't say too much about that, but it has something to do with this other guy that I'm working on. We'll get to it when we get to it. I'll when I make some final decisions on stuff, I will share a little bit more. But until then, I am working on other Alpha Red stuff, and I'm also working on Alpha Red #8 too. So the script for I don't know if it's a script, the whole thing. Ray is helping me with this one. So, like I said, this was just on cardstock. This is not on the actual Absolute Batman #1. So, if you are interested in this is $30, and I will put it up on Etsy when we are done, unless one of you guys claims it here. But I have really been digging it, and I probably dig it a little bit more with every issue. So I don't know. Are you guys picking it up? Are you digging it? Digging it? Benny is in the house. Number 7 is looking great so far. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And the writer, my writer, Raymond McKay, in the house. Woohoo! Alpha Red number 7 and number 8. Yes, sir. So Ray helped out a lot with the plots on issue number 7, and then I asked him to help me out with everything on issue 8, and I will probably use almost all of it. Honestly, he did a bang up job. So kudos to young Mr. Raymond for knocking it out of the park. I won't reveal too much of the storyline. Once I get through a little bit more of issue number 7, when that's a little bit more in the bag, I would love to share more about what I was thinking when I asked Ray to come up with a story for issue number 8. So very cool. Very excited for you guys to see it. So you guys into Absolute Batman? Hopefully you're into Alpha Red. Long says, Ray's in the house. Yes, he is. Ray, are you going to be at Comic-Con? Yeah. Well, he said he's just saying thanks to me, I guess. So, Ray, are you going to be on a panel at Comic-Con? Were you at on a panel at Comic-Con last year? Ray, I know you were at, was it WonderCon? But I don't know if you were. I was going to flip this open as if this was the actual comic. As if it was the actual comic. I'm gonna bring this over here. And all right, I won't spoil number 8 for you. Number 9 for you. But if you haven't picked up number 8, I'm gonna look through to see about the wings. Like, his cape is a little bit different. This is what I did for issue number 7. You'll never want my collection because I censored a bunch of stuff for my son. So just how graphic Nick Dragotta. No, I don't even think this was Nick Dragotta. Was this? Yeah. Cover variant artist Marcos Martin drew this. I thought it was a little... but the way he drew the face was so gross. Like the pusses, like the blood was coming out of his pores and stuff. So I covered up a lot of that grossness. So saved my son from that. But I'm looking for his cape, because his cape comes in 2 or 3 different pieces. Was this Nick Dragotta or was this Marcos guy? Marcos Martin drew number 7 and 8. Let's get back to our man Nick Dragotta, because we want to see the cape. The cape. Let's see what Ray is saying here. He was on the Mighty Crusaders panel. That's right. Yeah, I was at San Diego Comic-Con panel on Archie's Mighty Crusaders comics. Yes. And I've been loving Absolute Batman. 10 out of 10. Absolutely. Absolute Batman is absolutely rocking us. I got to catch up on Absolute Martian Manhunter. Everybody's saying it's good. I can't get past the artwork. But I hear that the artwork is what makes the story work. So, I don't know. Maybe. One of these days. Maybe. I got to go, fellas, but take care. Thanks for hanging out. Raymond, we will talk to you very soon, sir. Talk to you very, very soon. Okay. Let's get back to his cape, because I noticed with Batman, his gadgets are very convenient. So you never see that he has what the helmet does, and then all of a sudden, right before he needs it, you see the circle, and it moves the ears down, and he jabs him right in the eyeballs, I think. Did you jab him in the eyeballs? Yep. So I censored that for my son. So, okay. I think I remember enough about what he looks like. So we'll go. Got to make sure his head is a little bit smaller than even what I normally do. I like to make a smaller head on my superheroes. But I think what makes Absolute Batman work is that he's that much bigger than his counterpart, his actual mainline counterpart. He's that much bigger than him. And his spikes, they've been drawing his spikes like almost out the whole time. Like he's just walking around with the spikes that were kind of hidden. They were a surprise to his enemies, people that he was taking down. But now I see them drawing him with the spikes out more often. So do I want this up here? And do I want it to go out of the square of where the actual borders of an actual comic would be? I don't know if you guys can see where I put the borders in here. I just grabbed an image of the blank cover from online. So this is, if you're just joining, this is just a print out on cardstock of the Absolute Batman sketch cover. So I'm just kind of obsessed with sketch covers. So you'll have to put up with me a little bit with the sketch covers. Even when I'm not doing a sketch cover, I'm drawing on a pretend sketch cover. I don't know. It's an obsession. It's a sickness. It's a sickness. But are you guys digging Absolute Batman? Love that his chest plate comes out and becomes the axe. And I don't know how you would move around with such a thing, but like much of what you see in Absolute Batman, it just does not have to make sense. You know, just does not have to make 100% sense. So let me see if I'm missing anything. Mr. Fong says, back to the NBA. It's Oklahoma City Thunder and Indiana Pacers in the finals. Wow. Okay. Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, the Pacers I've heard of, but Oklahoma City Thunder. Is it an expansion team? I don't remember. Surprisingly, it has been a competitive series. Any big notable names, athlete names? LeBron. I don't even know if LeBron is still in basketball. You know, his son and him play on the same team. Am I right? Is that in Los Angeles or something? Here, Rob Liefeld use a lot of basketball analogy. So that's where I hear about some of the goings on about the sports world. But Rob is on vacation. So I've only been listening to reruns of Robservations. And I actually went all the way back and started listening from podcast number 1. And he's come a long way. Good on him. Good on him for sticking with it. And he's got so much history, comic history to share, and his enthusiasm for the comics art form is infectious. I don't think that anybody can deny him that. There are people who accuse him of revisionist history, but hey, you remember it how you remember it, and if you can prove it, then prove it. If you can prove that he's wrong, then prove it. The Thunder were originally Seattle Supersonics. They moved from Seattle after 2008 and became the Oklahoma City Thunder. Okay. The Supersonics I do remember. Supersonic. So do you have favorite 90s dance songs that you remember, Fong? Like my wife, whenever she tells the kids, reminds the kids that I can dance, she'll crank up some 90s dance songs from all the way downstairs, and she'll blare them up the steps. And I inevitably come out dancing. Everybody dance now. That was the latest one. She starts playing that up the steps. And luckily I was not currently on the phone, so I was able to jump right up and join the dance party that was going on downstairs, because I work from home. So if you haven't hit the like button already, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe. Share this video out with all your absolute Batman buddies. You can make requests as far as what you want to see me drawing. I'll have a new video from the Can You Draw segment coming out this Thursday. It will be Can You Draw Geiger? Yes. That was a fun one to draw, and that was great to discover. I'm glad. Thank you, Benny, for introducing me to Geiger, another Ghost Machine, quality Ghost Machine story. Jeff Johns is doing a fantastic job. Wish I had more money, honestly. Alpha Red takes up a lot of my dough. Alpha Red is more important than getting all my comic book fixes. I do have to get some because I am kind of obsessed with Transformers and G.I. Joe. Actually, G.I. Joe came out this week, and I was running around. I was traveling a lot this week and did not make it to my local comic shop. So I will have to rectify that. Must rectify that. What do you think? What do you think so far? How's the pose? Is he imposing enough? Is he ultimate, absolute? Sorry, not ultimate. I hear somebody was saying, I was listening to the Comics Aficionados over on the Thinking Critical YouTube channel, and they mentioned that the Absolute Universe may be rebooting after the maker comes back or something like that. It's supposed to stop it at Ultimate Spider-Man number 24 or something. Maybe they'll reboot. I have not tried any of the Ultimate books. Anybody try Ultimate Spider-Man? I hear that is worth the $4 or $5 for Mr. Hickman's Ultimate Spider-Man story. But my only exposure to Jonathan Hickman was the Wolverine Revenge comic. That was confusing, and I stopped picking it up. I love Greg Capullo's art, and the writing was okay. It was fine, but because it happens on an alternate, I don't know, in an alternate timeline or something that they don't even explain. They don't care to explain. I don't know. Felt like there were no stakes, and so I never got into it. So So Funk says it's late 90s, but everybody's Backstreet Back by Backstreet Boys is one that I can groove to. Yes, yes, sir. So my son works at the local gas station. It's a car wash gas station type thing. And he's learning a lot of 90s music. And at the gym too. I guess at the gym they play 90s music. Hey, Dad, you would love it here. Like, how do you even know that it's 90s music? But they know. Oh, he's wearing like those kinds of gloves. Got it. So how am I doing, guys? You guys looking forward to any comics coming out this summer? How about any comic book movies? We're getting pretty close to Superman and Fantastic Four. You guys excited for either one of those? Anybody excited for either Fantastic Four or Superman or maybe Jurassic World universe, whatever it's on now? Scarlett Johansson. It's gonna reinvigorate the already popular. I don't think it's ever kind of lost any money. I don't think. Has it ever lost any money? Did it die out? I know they stopped making them for a while, and then they kind of rebooted them with Jurassic World. Did they have a bad Jurassic Park that kind of stopped them from doing it for a while? Because it did disappear for a while. And Fong, I don't know if you ever gave us a thumbs up or a thumbs down with the Karate Kid. Was it Legacy? Karate Kid? What was it? So that did look interesting. So I didn't even know that it was coming out. And you said you were going to go see it. So I looked it up and I watched all the trailers, watched all the behind the scenes stuff, and there wasn't too much of it. I had not watched the Cobra Kai TV series, so you assured me that it did not have to. So how was it, sir? How was it? Benny says, we were at Darien Lake for the wife's company picnic. They were blasting 90s music there too. I did my dad duty and sang along to embarrass the family. Amen, brother. Yes, sir. My wife always cautions me because there's always like bad lyrics or whatever. So it gets right to the bad lyric and my wife says, stop. And I have to think about what I'm going to say next because I don't remember thinking about the lyrics, honestly. And I'm even surprised that I remember any of the lyrics. So I feel lucky when I remember the lyrics. But yeah, I belt them out, boy. Mine is busy. Hoping to watch Superman when it comes out. I have actually already bought my tickets for IMAX for Superman. I'm watching it the afternoon of July 10th. So I'm super stoked. Sadly, haven't been able to watch Karate Kid Legends yet. The wife got diagnosed with vertigo a couple of weeks ago. Oh no. Sorry to hear that, bro. Waiting for her to get better. Ooh. Yeah. That's bad. Vertigo. I couldn't imagine. So I don't imagine she can drive. Can she go to work? Does she go to work? Or has she been teleworking? So that's been I was teleworking before teleworking was cool. Before the COVIDs. So here we go. Should I how much should I get into like all the things I want to do here to make for a more dramatic picture? More dramatic. just to give it that extra contrast to make it a little bit more three-dimensional. You add like these shadows and stuff. And so I don't typically go for it, but this is coming together pretty good, pretty fast. Either I'm getting faster or I'm getting faster. That's just it. I'm just getting faster. So I don't know what the, like, I'm not always sure what the ends of his cape with the hooks and the whatever. I don't get all that. Snow, it fits the need when he uses it. So, and it's dangerous looking, dangerous. So I don't know if his cape, which splits up a little bit, don't know if that actually helps him glide like his mainline cape does. Did I bring my phone up? I don't think I brought my phone. When you get old, you forget stuff. And I know that I went downstairs twice to get my phone so that I could take a picture of this. And I don't have my phone. Dang it. Don't turn 50, guys. Do not turn 50. Whatever you do, make sure you get it all done before you turn 50. Because after 50, you forget everything. You just forget everything. All right. We're going to go in with these. So I'm saying goodbye to the microns for now. I just fell in love with these Pilot precision rolling ball, precise rolling ball pens. I used to use them to ink all of my stuff because they were affordable and I couldn't afford the microns. I don't even know if microns were around, actually. I don't know what the big boys were using. A lot of them were inking with a brush. Like if now Al Nickerson was here, he would tell us all about the brush. If our friend Patrick Daniel was here, he would insist on ZBrush. But we have not. I had not graduated to the brush. I could not. I mean, I did. I tried. Sable hair. I picked up the drawing comics the Marvel way, and they talked about sable hair brushes and all that good stuff. And I bought all of it, tried all of it, and it's just a matter of, it gives you too much control. It slows you down, honestly, as if you want like a faster line, a more energetic, faster line. So that is what keeps me from really doing more brush work. Pen work just gives me the control that I want, and with the rediscovery of these precise rolling ball pens, I am pretty happy with the amount of ink that comes out. And it's, a danger that with so much ink coming out, I forget that it doesn't dry very fast. And I'll put my hand in it, and then it'll leave little black dots on here, and then I go to move it, and it replicates wet black ink dots where I do not want them. So that is largely why I stopped. Felt like I didn't have the right mindset to not do that. Like to remember that as I'm moving about the page. But that was many, many moons ago. I think I might be ready. I think I may be ready. What else is going on out there, guys? Patrick Daniel in the house. What's going on? Sorry I'm late. Yes, sir. He would insist that the brushes are the way to go. Big Ernest in the house. Oh, didn't realize what time it was. Brother man, it is time to draw. Time for the weekend to wind down. What's the thing that everybody's, I don't know, everybody, but I found out that there's a thing, that the soothing voice, that everybody talks like this, and then you talk like this for a long time, and then people think it's calm, and then they just watch videos where people just whisper into the microphone. It's so weird and off-putting. I can't bring myself to do it. But that's kind of like what what we do. What I feel like I do. I don't know, did you guys hear? When I whisper like this, can you guys hear it? And would you want me to whisper the whole time instead of speaking in manly voice? We'll do the whisper voice. And then you fall asleep. And then you leave the video rolling. And it'll roll into my next video. And then that's how I get all the views and all the time. And then people think I actually draw. I do things that people want to watch for a long, long time. No, I don't know if you guys can hear me. I don't know what it sounds like. It has like a word that describes it. It's not just like creepy silent speak, whisper videos, some kind of videos where they just leave it and they'll talk for hours. They just whisper about what they're doing, and then people, I guess, turn it on to fall asleep. Like they'll pay attention to it for a little while, and then they'll drift off. But they intentionally go back to these same whispery people to help them fall asleep. I don't know. I assume it's to help people fall asleep, because who has the time? Who has the time to listen to people whisper into the microphone? Maybe that predated OnlyFans and then it turned into something inappropriate. Who knows? Look at you guys. ASMR. I'm sure. I'm sure that has, I don't know what that acronym stands for, but ASMR is manly voice greater than whisper voice. Nice. Yeah, I fall asleep to Bob Ross. OG king of ASMR. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just watched a documentary on Bob Ross. So I guess he was like a drill sergeant for like a year or two before he left the army or whatever military service that he was in. And he vowed that he would never speak like that ever again. So he went like super soft. So, but he was he liked his ladies, I guess. He liked the ladies. Open chested, whatever. That was the look. And he liked the ladies. But unfortunately he partnered with he had a business partnership with a student of his, and it legally bound him to like create the stuff. And he when he died, his son didn't have any ownership of it. He couldn't pass on the thing in his will. Just bad, shady stuff. Like, just get married. Get married and stay monogamous. I think that's what I got out of it. That's what I got out of it. And don't get into business with, I don't know. They seemed like they liked each other, trusted each other. But when you start making millions, people start getting possessive. People start getting possessive. The OG king of ASMR. ASMR. Gosh. I think I found that out when a guy that was friends with my son said he had a YouTube channel, and he had met his wife online. She had a YouTube channel, and I was like, oh, let's check out their YouTube channel. And they did this ASMR stuff, and they were eating candy whilst whispering. I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like, why would anybody watch this? I don't remember if it was a popular website or not. YouTube channel. I mean, they're married and have babies. That's all that mattered. They were together. They found each other online because of they were trying to do the social media thing during the lockdowns. Because everybody had to have a YouTube channel, I guess, during the lockdowns. So what is the temperature where you are, guys? What is the temperature? And does it feel 10 degrees hotter where you are than the actual temperature? One wife is all you need. Even the Bible clearly states no man can serve two masters. Yes. It sounded like he was like a super chill guy. Obviously talented. People like, he was soft-spoken but charismatic enough, I guess, that people really dug him. He was like into animals and stuff, Bob Ross, and he would have segments where he would like pet squirrels or bring on some kind of animal, and people liked that about him. So yeah. Yep. And I guess his son was super talented, but I don't know. You know, he didn't want to draft on his dad's name, and so he kind of stayed out of the limelight and could not break out on his own. Could not. Just too bad. He was pretty good. He was very much like his dad. And the technique that Bob Ross had, I guess it was like some kind of wet technique, as opposed to waiting for the oil paint to dry. This technique that he learned from like a German artist that he saw on TV. But I guess around that time, the German accent, he had a thick German accent, and people with German accents were not welcomed, really received very well. So Bob Ross was able to kind of take this guy's technique and make it super popular. And the guy was suing him. Like, they had a great friendly relationship in the beginning. But like I said, when the millions started coming in, he's like, hey, you stole that technique from me. He's like, you taught it to me. I just popularized it. It was just a technique. And so that didn't end well. Yeah, when money gets involved, all bets are off, I guess. All bets are off. All bets are off. So I was also looking, I was doing some research. I always, I'm always learning, trying to learn, like, what works, what doesn't work. What do I not want to, positions do I not want to find myself in if anything ever becomes successful? So I guess in Japan, like all the manga are done by one main artist, and he'll bring on his own like studio or team to work on his manga. So it's never like disputed whose property it is. The publisher never has the rights to it. They can't use it. They can't license it out. Because somebody was talking about, why don't Marvel and DC license out some of the more popular manga that are going on right now so that they can expand their reader base. And the argument was that these manga guys are so successful that they don't need to license their stuff out and lose control. The control was the other aspect of it, where you allow somebody else to play with your character, and they might, especially if they don't respect it, then you get into a lot of trouble, losing who your character is and having your character act the way that they don't. But Marvel and DC, they're no longer the creators of those properties are no longer around, so they kind of use them as skin suits for whatever they think is going to sell or whatever social message that they want to put out. Whereas with manga, the creator typically has a long story arc to tell that he tells over years or decades, and people follow that creator and that creation around. So just done a little bit different over there, a lot different actually, but we're correcting that, right? Alpha Red, it's the hero we need. Come on. So Fong, have you started karaokeing at the end of Alpha Red? Are we going to be treated to a Fong version of Alpha Red, the hero we need? One of these days. So Ernest says it's 90 degrees where he is. 90, yikes. Hopefully it's not as humid as it is here. Yikes, it's like 79% humidity. So my thing says it's 83 degrees. I have my air conditioning on full blast and I'm still swampy. It feels swampy. So Patrick Daniel says a high of 91. But the humidity, tell me about the humidity. Do you have the soupiness in the air? My mom in Canandaigua said it was getting into the 90s up there next week. Yes, that's what's predicted, but it felt like 90 already today just because the humidity was just so awful. Fong says, good weather here in California, rubbing it in. Thanks, Fong. As long as you can put up with the bad politics and high taxes. Hey, there's a trade-off, I guess. Ernest says, wet on wet, oil takes forever to dry. Yep. But he had that technique perfected, man. So good. The technique helps to apply the oil paint. It's hard just to paint oil on a dry canvas. Yeah. Just like that, he could do it in an hour and create what he created. And I guess he would create like 3 different versions of the same painting. So he would initially do one so that he kind of works out the kinks, and that's the one he uses as a guide, like right off camera, what he's looking at. And then he does the one for on camera, and then he'll do one right after so that he cleans up any of the things that he didn't like in the first 2 versions. So there's 3 versions of every painting that he paints. So I don't, amazing, absolutely amazing. If you want me to lay down my voice to Alpha Red song, I'm down for that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Down in the south here, the humidity is horrible. Like walking out into a sauna. I believe it, bro. I believe it. I was down in Florida. So in insurance, they treat you pretty good sometimes to reward you when you have a good year. So I think it was 2 years ago, 2023, they sent us down to Florida at the end of July, beginning of August. It was 107, I think, the whole week. And I took 3 showers a day, every day. Like every little activity that they had planned for us, you would walk outside, you would sweat by the time you got there. And then sweat getting back, you would jump in the shower, and the pool didn't help. I didn't go into the pool. I don't typically do pools, but the people who got into the pool said it was just as warm as it was outside. So Florida in July, no thank you. No thank you. No thank you. So the South, stay away from the South in the summer. That's what I say. Go there in the fall. But in the fall, in that hurricane season, I think we went down to Florida for our 10th anniversary, I believe, to West Palm Beach. Her parents had some kind of a timeshare that they gifted to us for our 10th anniversary. And it was so windy down there. And that's in November 18th. So sometime towards the middle end of November is when we went. And it was not hot. But man, did we feel like there was a hurricane right around the corner. So fun stuff down in the South. Down south. So this Thursday, guys, will be another Can You Draw segment. Can You Draw Geiger is on the menu. And Brother Benny commissioned a Geiger sketch cover. And lots of fun because I wanted to get to know the character first before I drew it, so that I'm not just drawing it based on Gary Frank's artwork. Ooh, I almost dipped my hand in that because I was talking. But so glad that he got that commission, because I think that'll be on my future pull list. If they have I think we talked about it, and he said there is a trade paperback for a previous volume before the Ghost Machine stuff. It was Ghost something else that Jeff Johns and Gary Frank were doing. Then it morphed into the Ghost Machine imprint, where Jeff Johns is writing for many of the former top talents that he worked with over at DC. So he stole them from DC. Sounds a lot like Rob Liefeld's move when they left and created Image. I think they tried to pull everybody that was popular over at Marvel over to Image. That's where we get Pitt, Dale Keown's Pitt, Sam Keith's The Max. We got, what else did we get? We had, was that Tribe from the guy who did X Factor for a little bit. Where did he go? He was pretty good. The black artist, the black dude. I picked up Tribe. It's pretty good, I thought, from what I can remember. Anybody remember that? Who was that? And who else came over? Remember Star something from Jerry Ordway? Was it just Star? Like a starfish on his chest shoulder thing that gave him superpowers or something. And I was into Jerry Ordway after he did the Batman 89 movie adaptation. Like, I'm wondering if they're going to get back into those, because if you put, I'm listening to old Robservations, and they used to put a lot of effort into these adaptions. They would pay for the rights for the adaptions, and they would make big money. Like the Star Wars thing saved Marvel by continuing to make money so that they can pay big dollars for guys like John Byrne and George Perez while they were kind of peaking. Like when they were started to flex their artistic muscle. That's late 70s, early 80s, and that deal with Star Wars is what allowed them to pay for the resurgence of characters like Daredevil. This is according to Rob Liefeld and the podcast, Robservations. So I don't know if you guys are fans of that yet, but let me see. Sauna. All right. So Patrick Daniel says, you got a plan for next week's draw stream? I do not. I don't think. I always have like kind of plans, but they're always kind of in the air. So that's why I landed with Batman. I had another plan, but I opted for something a little bit more safe. I was testing this out because the Absolute Batman streams have been the most watched streams. So I'm testing to see if it's still a hot title, a hot thing for people to search out and watch. So if you look at the views on the previous two Absolute Batman things that I did, you will see that I got like close to 300 views, I want to say, where everything else is just like a little over 100. So I was thinking I'd love to see a Dr. Doom. Hey, that's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. So maybe a Dr. Doom next week. I'm not Wildstar. I think you're right. Patrick. I think DC just went in a direction that Jeff Johns didn't want to go in, and so they lost him and a bunch of other guys. Yeah, I agree. But I think Jeremy Adams keeps in touch with Jeff Johns and talks to him quite a bit. He should. I mean, maybe that's where he's getting his encouragement and getting some of his ideas. I mean, I hear that Jeremy Adams is a great writer. I can't say that I have much of his work. I think I bought a Green Lantern number 12 during a sale at my local comic shop, and I was very happy. It was very good, and maybe it's in contention with some of these other titles that I hear are good. Benny gave me some suggestions. I mean, especially with Geiger, and he says Redcoat is very good. I did not get a chance to read Redcoat yet, so that was on the possibilities for today. And if I would have had more time to read it, if I had the time to read it, I would have probably done a Redcoat if it is as good as everyone says that it is, which I have no doubt that it is. And I knew that it was going to be a little bit more technical, a little bit more looking at references and such. So I was not prepared. We had some dinner guests, so I did not have much time to prepare for the stream, so I knew that doing Red Coat would have taken some reference, like I would have had to print out the reference thing and have it next to me, and I would have wanted to read it first so that I got a good feel for the character. Because you just start, you want to get not just the outfit correct, but you also want to get the right vibe for the character. Like, would he do this? Would he jump like this? Would he move like this? I like to do the action type poses. So, all right, we'll go in with this thicker. That was a number 5. This is a V7. They don't get very small. These precise V7 things. The rolling ball, the precision pen here. There's not many options. I think there's only 3 sizes. It might go to number 3, possibly. I think there's an 8. There's only 3 or 4 of them. So I think it either goes 1 up past this or 1 down past the 5. I tried to see if I could get a comparable selection past to replace the microns. Am I misremembering? What am I? Yeah, the micron pens. So this is thicker, so I'm going in and just kind of using it as the brush pen or the Sharpie that I typically use after I go in with the thinner micron. So I'll have to see if I can handle it using one of these to do like a close-up of a face. Like, you guys know that I typically use the smaller microns for the face so I get it just right, but I noticed that in the drawings of Absolute Batman, Nick Dragotta does not always put any mouth into the bottom of the mask, and he already draws it kind of small, like the face, any kind of flesh in the mask is very slight, and so you don't even think about it that he has not drawn a mouth. I mean, I don't love everything he draws or the way that he draws everything, but it is a good fit for this Absolute Batman series, in my humble opinion. Any other artists out there? What do you think? What do you think about Nick Dragotta's art? I watched an interview that Wes from Thinking Critical did with John Romita Jr. for the project that he and Mark Miller are doing, that they have on Kickstarter. And he was talking about storytelling, and he talked about Daredevil Man Without Fear being his best work, and I gotta agree. I mean, that's the most memorable for me. I loved all of his Spider-Man, J. Michael Straczynski Spider-Man run, the Ezekiel stuff. I just remember. I mean, I can't tell you exactly what I liked about all of it. It was just like, it was just Spider-Man, you know. That was my kind of Spider-Man run. Todd McFarlane was obviously a huge influence, and he's one of my favorites on Spider-Man, but he only did it for a little bit. But you see a lot of John Romita Jr. Spider-Man work, and those runs were just, I mean, I just bought them all. I don't know who came first, whether it was John Romita Jr. or who's the other guy? I think he's a Brazilian guy. It'll come to me. But he used like Jason Priestley as Peter Parker. Who else did he use? I thought it was weird at first, but I got into it. I think he used Liv Tyler as Mary Jane. Who was that? Who's that artist? I know you guys will know. What's there? Hong says, possible draw stream ideas to tie with the Superman movie. Metamorpho, Hawk Girl, Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner. That's awesome. Yeah. Why not? As we get closer. But yeah, I'm definitely hooked on all the Superman hype. I know that not everybody is, at least not like the Nerdrotics and those guys. And I typically agree with how they see things, but I am hopeful that this is not as bad as they predict it will be. And for a normie fan of Superman, like I'm not just I like comic books, so I'm more aware of Superman than someone like my wife. And she knows who Superman is, but she would never get excited about a Superman movie. But I think she's looking forward to seeing this with me. So we're going to watch it in IMAX. I've only seen one other movie in IMAX. And that was it Endgame? Or what was the one before Endgame? I think it was Endgame. It might have been Endgame. No, I didn't watch Endgame in IMAX. The other Avengers, not Age of Ultron. Before the snap. The one that ended with the snap, I think, is the one I watched in IMAX. So I'm looking forward to seeing it in IMAX. And I didn't realize how expensive it was because they fooled me. They got me. I put in the number of seats, 2. They said $26 and something on cents. I was like, oh, okay. Totally doable. Haven't been to the movies in I don't know how long. I thought it would be a little bit more expensive, but I was like, oh, $26, that's doable. Definitely doable. And then I went to the cart and it was double that because it was 2 seats. They were just showing me the cost of 1 seat. It's like, yikes. They got me. But yeah, I'm already in. Bong says, your wife wants to see Superman because of crypto. Correct. She's I showed her the first teaser of him in the snow and the dog jumping all over him. And she was like, all right, we'll go see that one. I was like, all right, yes. Infinity War. That was it. You got it, Ernest. Avengers Assemble in IMAX. Yes. I saw Infinity War at the IMAX. And that was my cousin who paid for that. He's like, you've never been to an IMAX? I said, nah. This was in Manhattan. I was visiting with him. I had an appointment on Long Island. And it was a convention that I had to be at. And he lives in Queens, Flushing. And that's where I had the Halil guys. Is that a known thing? He's like, do you like the Halil guys? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, sir. So it's like a food truck, like Middle Eastern food. And it was like, we got out of the movie at 11:30 at night. And we went to get some Halil food truck. stuff. I was like, outstanding. It was so good. So good. He's like, get a double portion and, you can bring it to your convention tomorrow. It's like, good idea. I ate the whole thing. I ate a double portion at midnight after watching Infinity War. That's what you do in New York, I guess. New York City. You gotta live like a New Yorker. I was like, why is there so many people out and about? It's midnight. It was like a random day too. It was like a Thursday. It was like a Wednesday or a Thursday. And no idea why in the world it would be busier than Syracuse on a Friday night. Syracuse in a Friday is like dead. I don't know what goes on around here. I don't think there's much of a nightlife. I just happened to be out and about driving a couple of weeks ago on a Friday night, and there was like nothing going on. It was like 9:30, 10 o'clock. Maybe things happen later, but I wouldn't know. Yeah. So we didn't mean to go to the Helio guy's food truck. He was going to take me to like a restaurant, and we pulled up to the restaurants, and all these restaurants were full. This was like at 11:30 at night, like full. Like it was 5 o'clock in the evening, 5:30, 6 o'clock when normal people eat. But it was crazy. I don't know. Have you guys ever been to New York City? I think the last time we were there was 2016. Actually, I would have been there after that to watch Infinity War, because we went there, my whole family and I, in 2016, and then I went back for a convention on Long Island. It is definitely a different kind of place. For show. So, halal guys, yeah. That thing. So good. New York City equals the city that never sleeps. I thought that was Chicago. Chicago is the city that never sleeps. This place, I don't know. It doesn't sleep either, for sure. Been through New York City a couple times, never really stopped on your bucket list. I think you missed the window, bro. I think it's dangerous now. I don't know. I don't know if I would go. Actually, I should. They have the New York City Comic Con there, so it can't be too bad. Can't be too bad. But just, I don't know. I've heard some horror stories from people who live there or spent the summer there. We're getting to the close to the end here, guys. What do you think? Gonna do the last hoorah with the super black lines, the darky darks, to add that final contrast here. Put it all underneath here, and hopefully it makes everything kind of pop. Should pop. Yeah, you put in these final things. It'll give all these other lines more texture, make them look a little bit more nuanced, and really pop out the body part or the costume detail that I want to bring out. I want to bring out his glove here, so I just put a darker line around that. That makes the bands around his forearms kind of sink back a little bit. So, well, guys, I hope you can beat the heat. Hope you didn't experience, like we had these torrential downpours, these rains that came in, and I'm an insurance guy, so I'm already starting to get emails from customers saying that they lost power, they have flood in the basement. So it's hard to hear, especially when like flood coverage is a little bit different than a pipe bursting. That's 100% definitely covered. Flood is almost never covered unless you have a flood policy, and it's so expensive that you don't typically keep a flood policy unless you really, really have to. And so I'm going to have to break the news to some of these people that they have very limited coverage for their basements that are flooded. Very, very limited. And they're already, this one that I'm thinking of who's already contacted me is it's already one that hates the coverage, but they can't get any better coverage anywhere else. They think insurance is a scam, and they think all these things, and it just happens to be them that gets the flood in the basement. So it's going to be some tough conversations tomorrow. Tough conversations. What do you guys think? Coming together? So if anybody wants this, $30, and I will mail it to you. This is just on cardstock. It's not on just a sheet of paper, but it's not as thick as Bristol board. That is what comic artists typically work on, is Bristol board. But it is thicker than even a thick sheet of paper. It's cardstock. So $30. If you are hankering for a Batman, an absolute Batman sketch. And who doesn't want one? Who doesn't want one? Everybody wants a absolute Batman sketch. Who doesn't want one? While I whisper to you the ASRM voice of James Q, artist. Whispering you to sleep on a blistering hot, humid Sunday evening. Well, guys, I do believe we're going to call it done. Oh, I forgot this back here. But I appreciate you guys hanging out. If you haven't already hit that like button, please hit that like button on your way out. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. I think we're up to 344. We'll be dancing. Fong and I will be dancing in no time. Doing Gangnam Style. I don't even know if I can I play songs? I don't know if I can play songs. Not that I'm monetized, but I just don't want, I don't want them to take the video down is my thing. I don't foresee this get monetized anytime soon, but I just don't want them taking it down. because of copyright stuff? Or does it just go like silent and I just do stupid dances? Ooh. I did not realize that this was going to be a brush. Thought it was just another thick one. Luckily, I didn't just press too hard, too far somewhere else. All right, guys. Well, thank you again for hanging out and chit-chatting, catching up on cool comics and cool comic talk on a Sunday evening. Let me see if there's any last minute things, and we will sign off and see you on Thursday. Don't forget, guys, this Thursday coming up, we are doing this Thursday coming up. We have a segment for Can You Draw Geiger? I'll be drawing Geiger with Benny, Brother Benny Decker commissioned me to do that, and so we will be chit-chatting while I draw a picture of Geiger. I'll put up the video here very shortly. You'll see the thumbnail, but we'll go through this. Would love to visit New York City one day to see Trump Tower. It's all blocked off from what I can see on TV, so you might be able to see it, but you won't be able to get in. Maybe, I don't know what those people do when they are when they live there. You know, there's a lot of people who live there, I assume. I used to love watching The Apprentice and just want to see Trump Tower. I get it, bro. Looks awesome. Thank you, Ernest. Thank you, Mr. Ernest. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I hope to see you on Thursday. We'll be in the chat. Benny and I will be in the chat, 8 p.m. Watching me draw Geiger from Ghost Machine. So until next time, guys, let me set this up. Let's turn off the music. I always forget to turn off the background music. And I hit this. All right, guys. Until next time, grace, peace. Welcome to Alpha Red number 7, The Monster Within. In this issue, an ancient evil has risen, unleashed by a rogue treasure hunter on her latest heist. Now, this powerful executioner walks the earth once more, and only Alpha Red stands between the fallen angel and the annihilation of the other kingdom warriors. As Wingman is haunted by cryptic visions of his forgotten past, he squares off with the Searcher and her celestial enforcer Zadkiel. What dark secrets link the sacred relics to Wingman's dreams? And can Alpha Red stop this vengeful angel before it's too late? Brace yourself for pulse-pounding action, shocking revelations, and supernatural suspense in Alpha Red number 7, a high-octane thrill ride you won't want to miss. This issue can be enjoyed on its own, but there will be tiers where you can pick up the first 6 issues of Alpha Red. If you're new to Alpha Red, it can be summarized like this. In a world unraveling from the inside, Alpha Red emerges as a bold new hero in a time of darkness. Calvin Wesley was just a blue-collar worker until the Kingdom, a secret organization powered by ancient spiritual technology, chose him to be their new champion. With superhuman strength, speed, and wisdom now flowing through him, Wes is thrust into the battle that reaches beyond the physical world into the realm of eternal souls. The enemy, Satan himself, cast into human form, walking among us, immortal, plotting a global apocalypse after being betrayed by his right-hand demon. His identity is hidden, his influence is growing, and only Alpha Red stands between us and damnation. This isn't just a comic, it's a spiritual war dressed in superhero skin. A gripping, high-stakes saga where every punch is powered by purpose and every page crackles with righteous intensity. Created by artist and writer James Q. Nguyen, Alpha Red fuses pulse-pounding action with themes of faith, redemption, and the eternal struggle between good and evil. With stunning artwork and a cinematic story arc built for fans of Spawn, Daredevil, and the Book of Revelation, this is a series that dares to say something deeper, while still kicking it like a 90s style comic. Join the mission, back the hero, invest in the legend. Alpha Red isn't just another comic. It's the beginning of something bigger.
From the shadows he rises with courage in his heart, a beacon of hope. He's ready to start with faith as his armor and a fire in his soul. Alpha Red stands tall, fulfilling his role. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. Red. In a world full of chaos, where evil may lurk, he fights for the righteous, his mission and work. Guided by God, with strength from above, he battles the darkness with unyielding love. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. Alpha Red. When the night seems too long and hope seems so far, look to the skies, you'll see his bright star. With a prayer and a promise, he faces the fight. Alpha Red shines through, the beacon of light. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. So stand tall with courage, let your faith lead the way. With Alpha Red beside us, we'll see a brighter day. For evil may tremble, but never forget the world